Hello, girls. Hope you all are keeping well. In our value education class, today our topic is based on the fourth lesson of Joyful Living for class 9, that is, No Full Stops in Life. The title is undoubtedly interesting enough. So, let's begin our class. Now, if it were a real classroom and if I would have asked you, girls, what is a full stop? Most of you, raising your hands, would reply in chorus, Miss, full stop is a punctuation mark. Yes, full stop is definitely a punctuation mark. It is used for several purposes, most often to mark the end of a sentence. Now, the question is, how is this punctuation mark related to life? Girls, on various occasions, when we cannot handle the pressure, we think of putting an end to it, putting an end to life. But, dears, life is much more precious than the problems we often face. Some incidents of life can be a comma, that is, a small pause to think and to take right decision. Some incidents of life can be a U-turn, that is, after proceeding towards some goals, stop and going back to the position where we started our journey from. But full stop? Girls, full stop should come in life only for achieving goals, only for putting an end to our problems. Now, let's listen to a story. Then we will continue our discussion. The title of the story is On Chiming. Old clock versus new clock. A new clock replaced the old clock in the tall village tower. The youngster was just excited as the townspeople were to see a piece of beauty up there. The new clock was proud of itself, while the retired clock felt satisfied having done its duty for 30 long years and gracefully stepped aside to make room for the new one. The old clock greeted its replacement, and the young clock smiled politely with its clock face and accepted the greeting. The new mechanism wondered how the old chap felt being set aside. But the retired clock was pleased to step down and live a retired life, keeping time for itself. The new clock ticked loud. The chimes rang joyfully through the streets and into the fields. People stopped to listen. They cheered at the lively melodious sound. A wonderful change came over the village. The new replacement was full of youthful excitement and enthusiasm and was proud to be up there. Everything went on fine. Praises were heaped on the new clock. The old retired clock encouraged its successor and settled itself more comfortably and ticked softly to itself. Unfortunately, in a few weeks, trouble began. The excitement and attention had faded. The young tower clock chimed out with less enthusiasm. A couple of days it overslept and chimed late. On one cloudy, rain-swept day, its voice sounded more like a grumble than like music. It felt cranky and unappreciated. Workmen climbed the tower to make adjustment. The young clock felt it was being criticized and punished for just a few unintended mistakes. It sulked and frowned and refused to chime at all for a while. More adjustments and then threat of a major overhaul. The villagers began muttering their dissatisfaction. The new clock's popularity was now gone. Voices were raised to replace it. Some wanted the old mechanism back. The young fellow felt puzzled and hurt. What had happened to it so suddenly? Less than a month before it had enjoyed the respect of the entire village, now its world was falling apart. It called out to the experienced old mechanism and related the flow of recent events that threatened it. The old clock listened patiently and finally said, "You know, people count on us. It's fine to chime joyfully and beautifully, but the most important thing is to chime the hour on time. Whether you are joyful or sad, energetic or tired, angry or afraid, whatever you are feeling, your responsibility is to chime out dependably." So, girls, this was the story of two clocks. My objective of sharing this story with you is, first, don't get disappointed if you are replaced or rejected. The old clock was happy to render its service. Secondly, if you are rejected or replaced, that does not mean you are a failure. There's nothing for you to stop in life. And thirdly, which is the most important lesson that we have learned, don't boast over anything. Success and failure, like praises and criticism, are two sides of a same coin. Now let's know about the journey of struggle and success of a few eminent personalities. Let's start with APJ Abdul Kalam and followed by Sri Dhirubhai Ambani, Kiran Bedi, Kalpana Chawla and Jennifer Capriati. APJ Abdul Kalam was born and grew up in a small fishing village called Rameswaram. He had no money to pursue his higher studies. He went to his sister, who sold her jewelry and got him the money to go to college. He became the President of India and is called the Rocket Man. So, girls, it was not an easy journey for Dr. Kalam. And now let's see what he himself says about this. When nobody else celebrates you, learn to celebrate yourself. When nobody else compliments you, then compliment yourself. It's not up to other people to keep you encouraged. It's up to you. Encouragement should come from the inside. Believe in yourself. So, don't get upset if people criticizes you, girls. Don't get upset at your failures, because chances will come. All you have to do is to strive, is to do the hard work, is to give your best instead of putting an end to the life itself. Girls, I know that You all are acquainted with the Reliance brand. But do you know about Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, the founder of this brand, this company? Now let's know about him. Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani started as a poorly paid school teacher. When he died in 2002, he was called Mr. Reliance, an idol to his shareholders, an ally to the government, an inspiration to entrepreneurs. So, through the zeal and vision, Dhirubhai Ambani established his kingdom, and in his own words, he says, growth is energy, growth is value, growth is happiness, growth is life. And on another occasion, he said, if you don't build your dreams, someone else will hire you to build their dreams. So, girls, trust in your dreams and try to build your dreams into reality. Now, I just want to share a few facts about Mrs. Kiran Bedi. Mrs. Kiran Bedi is a retired IPS officer, a social activist, and former tennis player. She is the first female IPS officer and started her service in 1975. She remained in service for 35 years before taking voluntary retirement in 2007 as Director General of Police Bureau of Police Research and Development. In her biography, I Dare, written by Parmesh Dangwal, she said, when I was growing up, I was never told you will be a police officer or you will be a doctor or you will have a big car, a house and big. I was growing up to serve my country. It was the idea of serving the country and eternal love for my country what grew up within me that made me opt for the Indian Police Service. Visions grow with you. Goals, characters, habits, discipline, love for reading, hard work, all these things grow with you. So, girls, you should have vision. You should have your aims and objectives in life, and your aims and objective should be a positive one. And all you have to do is to follow your vision, and you have to be confident, and you have to be self-respectful. Until and unless you respect your vision, until and unless you respect your goal, you cannot achieve your goal. And once you are on the way to achieve your goal, trust me, if your goal is positive one, if your goal is a proper one, nobody will be able to stop you. Girls, you know about Kalpana Chawla. But do you know? Everybody discouraged Kalpana Chawla, a young girl from the small town of Kurnool, from attempting to study space science. But she didn't stop. With iron determination and heroic willpower, she succeeded in achieving her life's ambition to be an astronaut. On an occasion, she said, the path from dream to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get onto it, and the perseverance to follow it. Wishing you a great journey. So, girls, I'm sharing these quotes, the lives of these people, just because I want you to get motivated. Don't stop, go ahead. The future is there, the future will embrace you with success, with prosperity. So, don't get disappointed. The tennis player Jennifer Capriati shot to fame in 1990 at the tender age of 13. A couple of years later, she was down and out of the tennis ranking. She was charged with drugs and shoplifting offenses. In 2001, she announced her comeback by winning the Australian Open. She still continues to trade tennis shots. I always felt somehow that I would find my way back despite the bad stuff that went down there. And she also said that dreams do come true if you keep believing in yourself. Everything is possible. Let's conclude this part of discussion with a motivational quote by Mahatma Gandhi. Men often become what they believe themselves to be. If I believe I cannot do something, it makes me incapable of doing it. But when I believe I can, then I acquired the ability to do it, even if I didn't have it in the beginning. Children, I hope you are determined enough not to say no to life. Your motto should be, we can and we will, because you all are Christianers. No matter what, the show must go on, the life must go on. Here are some 8 points. Make them your 8 commandments to boost your morale. Number 1, believe in yourself. You are important. Number 2, acknowledge your gifts and use them to the best of your ability. Number 3, focus on your strength, not your limitations. Number 4, have big dreams. Think big, think positive. Number 5, have a vision or goal and keep it before your mind always. Number 6, compete against your own past records rather than those of other individuals. Number 7, expand your life through good relationships. And number 8, think, live, and breathe success. Girls, stay safe and stay healthy. But most importantly, stay blessed, stay confident, and stay happy. Thank you.